This is the beautiful gamepad here on the Lithium Project channel. I am Lithium Project. This is Real Football 2008 for the Nintendo DS by way of Gameloft. This is a weird one. This is, in some ways, this is just as interesting as like Libero Grande and J Dynamite Soccer that we've done in the last two videos, because like Gameloft primarily, I guess primarily they're like a mobile game developer. I think they were a subsidiary of Ubisoft, and I think they were bought out a couple of years ago. My history of Gameloft is not like great, but you know, primarily they did mobile games. And I was looking up about this because I was like, all right, I haven't done a DS game in a while, and the only one that I've done is kind of like this weird like chibi JRPG style football thing. So it'd be nice to just like a proper football game, but not a FIFA one, because again, we've just done a bunch of FIFA ones for the Game Boy. And this fucking thing pops up. So this is primarily a series of like mobile games, mobile football games, and this is like the one installment of that series that ended up on console, or handheld in this case, in terms of like the Nintendo DS. Now I don't know if like Gameloft Sports is like a subsidiary of Gameloft or like just its own kind of separate division. I have no idea. All I know is I'm not expecting much, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Who the fuck knows? So I was gonna maybe turn that volume up a little bit. Yeah, who knows? So the DS is a bit of an interesting setup in terms of like how I have to set this up for display. I did just get at least to like the start of the match. I didn't play any of it yet, but just to see like if there's anything here where the bottom of the screen might be worth seeing. It doesn't look like it. If there is anything, I'll make a point of it, but I think for the most part, the top screen should cover what is needed for the purpose of this video. So, with that said, let's get to it. The bottom screen has just the language options. We got 6. We got English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and the Netherlands. So, we'll go with English for now. We have multiplayer. We have training. Our settings. Let's go through the controls. We've got difficulty, time duration, and back to English. So that's that. In terms of the game modes, we've got a cup, we've got the league, we've got the European 2008, so I guess the Euros, penalty kicks, and trophies. Whatever trophies is for the trophies you've won. Do you know what? I was in Holland a week and a bit ago, and the UEFA Cup is probably like my favorite trophy. I don't know if people have like their favorite trophies. I know obviously like the World Cup is iconic, the Champions League is an iconic trophy, but there's something about that UEFA Cup. It feels really sturdy, and I've always appreciated that. FA Cup is obviously like a great trophy as well. Big ups to Crystal Palace. Let's just jump into a game then, I guess. So we have got, I'm guessing we've just got European team, international teams, but obviously not like all the African ones. And then we got legends, and then oh no, we got fake teams, or some fake teams, fake flags at least anyway. Who shall I be? Who shall I be? It'll be Tottenham. They need to catch a break. Prague, Istanbul, Eindhoven. Yeah. I saw PSV play the other week. Why not? We got difficulty. We got stadiums. Do you know what? Yeah, you know, I can put that on par with some of the PS1 stadiums. I always forget about like the capabilities of the DS, and what could be done kind of 3D wise. This is Red Brick. This is Bavaria, which looks more like a cricket or a rugby ground. Philippe. Catalonia. I wonder what you're meant to be. Cathedral? Republique? I've never liked football stadiums that have the Olympic track. Like the London Stadium, I don't know if it still has the running track, but it's so massive. It's great for Olympics, not for football. Merseyside, Brentburg, random. Okay. Yeah, Catalonia, why not? The sun, the rain, the snow. We'll go some... I don't think I've played a game in rain yet, actually. Let's do it at night. Full match of extra time penalty shootouts, a goal scored. Yeah, we'll go with that. Rottinson, I'm guessing you're Paul Robinson. Defoe is the Irish Jermaine Defoe. Berbataf. Fuck's sake. Okay, so this is given attack and I've got defense on the bottom screen, but did not have enough time to look at the fucking controls, so I guess we'll just figure it out on the fly. Jesus. The bottom screen is just giving me like a billboard with like the players playing. Actually, not too bad. That's not a bad like use of the bottom screen. It doesn't look that bad. I never considered, even like when I had the 3DS, now I don't know what the back catalogue of 3DS games looks like, but I just never considered the DS or the 3DS as like machines to play football games on, you know? Not in the same way that the PSP or the PS Vita just felt more, you know, capable. Like I had like FIFA 13 or FIFA 4. I know I had one of them on my Vita. Just it's an easy game to have on the go, you know. But the DS just never. I guess I was always concerned that because I know the SmackDown games around that time, the DS ones, they felt so gimmicky about like utilizing the touchscreen in a way that I didn't want to, and I guess subconsciously I was like worried that the football games would do the same. I don't think this, considering it's like a mobile game, I'd imagine it's a fairly like one-to-one translation. Actually, I guess I'd be curious to see how this looks on mobile. I cannot see the fucking touchway line. Yeah, I mean, it's probably emulation. I think I picked normal for the difficulty, right? There's no goal net. It's like I'm in my local park. That's fine. Lemon. Oh, we got replays. We have crowd noise. We have slide tackles. I can run, and it's actually like I don't have to press 12 buttons to find out what run is. It's using a fairly like standard FIFA control setup. The goals are going to come thick and fast in this one, I feel. I like that we got moving billboards. Like there's a little bit of life to them because obviously the crowds are static. Alright, do we have through balls? I think there's a through ball, yeah. We have crosses. Yeah, it's a fairly like standard setup. The movement is like a little bit stiff because obviously we're using like D-pad controls for the DS, but the way that it kind of registers passes, it's very much like detecting a general direction of where you're going, and then, you know, thankfully there are players there. This is shockingly okay. I was really expecting this to be like just busted beyond all hell, but this I've definitely played worse. Good halftime music. There's flags. Yeah, we got. Yeah, you know what? If I had a DS, and I'm sure, like, if you were to go into fucking whatever shop that's got a bargain bin, this is probably in there for like €1.50. you would probably you would be doing a lot worse. Because I've played some howlers on the DS. Now, am I going to pick this over fucking PES 6? No, obviously not. And I guess when we get to, I don't know what the DS back catalogue. I had the same question about the Game Boy and then went and found them all, and there was more than I realised. But I can't imagine like third-party support for like the DS was specifically for like EA and sports games and whatnot. I'd say I had a plan there, but I'd be lying. Oh! Actually, I wonder what the left button does. Can I do like top bin style shots with that? Finesse. Wait, what does that do? It did something. I don't know what. Trying to like get ahead on these crosses doesn't really seem possible at the moment. Feels like it's about the 4th or 5th attempt and it's just got nothing out of it. That was okay. That was... I was fixing to think that this thing was going to be fairly diabolical, but I am shocked. Alright, what does the league look like? The top 20 teams in the UK compete for the championship. The top 20 teams in the league compete for the championship. I feel like, yeah. Only 18, is it only 18 in Germany? Complete for the World Championship. Alright, let's just start a new league. 5 minutes, difficulty. You giving me... So there's an option here for group and it's set to default, but there's nothing else there, so don't know what you want to do with that. Let's be everybody's favourite Birmingham. There's obviously just one song that plays during the main menu, and it's catchy for the first like 90 seconds, and then that would get quite tedious quite quickly. Alright, it's all kind of fairly basic. Special dribble and... okay. Yes! Was that Fulham versus Birmingham in the Catalonia Stadium? There we go. Alright, so apparently this is like a special dribble, which more than anything just makes me feel like I'm going to lose the ball. And then L, when I don't have the ball, is to change player. Oh my word. Aiming also feels a bit stiff, but again, I kind of put that just on the digital nature of the controls than anything. But it's not as stiff as I found with like some of the SNES games that I've done a little bit of testing with, just to kind of, you know, get emulators working and whatnot. Some of those SNES games, I can't work out if it's just the game itself is incredibly stiff, like it has four-way movement, but there's like no diagonal movement whatsoever, or whether that's like emulation specific. I don't think it is, but then at the same time, so many of those SNES games are running into that same issue that I feel like it could be. But I'm using RetroArch for this, and as I am for like the SNES games. So I don't know. But like, I know you can do diagonal movement on SNES games. Like I've played Link to the Past. Oh, that was, yeah. Again, this is some Doctor Strange territory there for a second. The physics of the ball in terms of the bounce makes it feel like the ball weighs about 300 pounds. That's, you know, doesn't quite have the floaty physics you'd expect, but these are minor things I'm observing. I know I picked like 5 minutes, but I'm guessing in this instance 5 minutes is 2.5 minutes each way, which is not normally how you read that when you are picking like the length of a match. But I do think it's pretty better, like short sessions for this kind of thing. Birmingham Fulham in 2008 does feel like a goalless draw. That would be quite apropos if we can pull that off. See, they can get headers and I can't. Maybe it's the button I'm pressing is the wrong one. Do we have any delay buffer on passing? I don't think so. There we go. Oh, what a pass. What a terrible pass. Oh! I appreciate that the turning circle like is an instant 180 as compared to some of those older 3D games or kind of early 3D games that it's like a shopping trolley with a turning circle. Like this is proper 180 stuff. It gives it a speed and a snappiness that you don't always appreciate until it's taken away. Oh, and then we get the results as well from the week. Look at that. Tell you what, this is going to be quite a challenge to come up with a ranking here. Oh baby. So Real Football 2008 Gameloft. I apologize for any reservations I had going in. You're you're better than I thought you were going to be. I was not expecting this one to provide me with man, such hesitation. Where do I put you? All right, let's find a kind of a middle ground here. Where are we at? So we're at 28. So 14th is J League Virtual Stadium. I do not remember that game at all, so I'm going to put you above that. Konami Soccer for the MSX. I think it's more novel that like the MSX game works as well as it does, but this I would probably play over that, so we'll put it above that. UEFA Champions League 2006-2007. That's just like as safe a game as you can get, and this I guess kind of falls into that category. Like it's a very safe game. But I guess there's something novel about the fact that like it's a mobile game series, and I'd have to go and look at like some of the mobile game ports to see, but the fact that it plays as decent as it does for a DS game from a mobile game series by Gameloft, I think there's something to celebrate about that. I really do. I think I might put it above UEFA Champions League 06-07. And then I think we'll leave it at that. I think like Worldwide Soccer 97 and Axyz Soccer, there's a prestige and a historical legacy to those. And because, you know, so many 3D games that came afterwards are kind of based off of those games almost. More so than like Virtua Soccer, which is just far too arcadey for a comparison. But you can feel like so much of the kind of foundation that's laid down by those in basically any football game that comes after, with some exceptions. So I think, yeah, it would be a bit. I don't think it's fair to put it above those, but no, I think I've got my slot, my position. Did not see that coming. How about that? I'm actually I'm pleasantly surprised by that. Very, very happy about that, actually. Yeah. Real Football 2008. Sadly, from what I can see, the rest of them are all on mobile. This was the only one that made it to DS. And I guess the question will be, like, what other options, what other alternatives out there? I know there's, I'm pretty sure there's a Pro Evo game, I'm pretty sure there's a FIFA game, and then I know there is a, like, I don't know if it was like an anime, but I know there's a Japanese release that has anime tendencies to it. I don't know whether that means it falls down into like the kind of RPG trappings, or it has more of like an arcadey style type of gameplay to it, but we'll get to it in time. So, but if you do have any recommendations, DS or otherwise, please give me a shout in the comments. Please like this video. As I've kind of noted in the last couple of videos, now I'm actually getting back to putting out videos every day. It makes a difference in terms of the views and whatnot, so thank you to everyone who has stuck around to watch these videos. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, might actually, now with that said, I might be delayed for a few days because I'm off to England as of the time it's recording for a couple of days, so I might not. I think I've got like 2 days covered for while I'm away. Maybe I might record one more video today, we'll see, and that'll try and cover me at least. But that is for all off-air ramblings for me to figure out. So yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching the beautiful gamepad, and we'll see you again next time.